Hi everybody, Sharon here, and I thought I would just give you an update on my baby chicks and ducklings, and I have added guineas since the last time we talked, and I thought I would update you on the whole brooder situation. My little tubs that I had in the house were great for about a week and a half for the chicks and maybe a week for the ducks, and they have outgrown them. So the ducks, they're just like growing super fast. They're like tripled in size in the 2 weeks that I've had them. And then the chicks are growing. They've probably, I would say they've doubled in size, but I had 12 of them, and so that's why they outgrew their brooder bucket so fast. Now, if I only had 6 chicks, it could be I would still have them in the little brooder, but I just had more than what I was comfortable leaving in there. Plus, I had some issues with the light, and so I will talk about that in a minute. But let me go ahead and show you the brooder that I set up for them. So I am all about making do and using what I have. So I didn't know what to use. I had, however, stacks of cinder blocks. I'm sitting on them here. I'll get a closer up picture. Cinder blocks, and I had these panels that were basically, they were parts of an old cage. The panels were just laying up against the side of the shed, and I thought, I know, I can build something. So let me grab the camera and I'll show you what I got. So this is our setup. This is our new setup. What I did is, you can see these panels here, this one here, and then there's another one over on the duck brooder over there. Those were panels that I just already had from an old cage, something totally different. The long skinny one has hardware cloth on it, and then this one just has chicken cloth on it, or chicken wire, but they work great. I had those panels, and then we had stacks and stacks of these cinder blocks that we scavenged. Got them for free. We just tore down, well, the shed was already tore down. This was just a pile of junk that they were given away, and we went and scavenged these bricks. They're working perfectly. I was laughing. I thought it almost seems like Alcatraz. This is like a little overkill. These chicks are not going to get out more than what they need, but hey, it works good. I can move these bricks one at a time, and I just stacked them up here. And what I did is I just stacked them so that they were the right size, that the panels would fit on it. So the one back there is longer and skinnier, and then this one is a little bit wider and shorter. My husband helped me do this. He put a board across from the wall to the center post, and then we're just using that to hang the lights off of, because it still gets a little chilly at night, and so they are still needing that heat. I've got feeders inside. I went and bought one of these long feeders for my chicks. Oh, and I like it so much better than the little round ones with the mason jars. They work, but this is just so much nicer. It's easier to fill. I think it holds just as much as those mason jar ones do. And the chicks are able to access it, because I got 12 chicks. And the little round ones was just a little bit crowded for them. And then, of course, I got a bigger waterer. The nice thing about these brooders, and then here's my ducks over here. I am not sure how long these ducks will last in the brooder, actually, because they're just getting so big so fast. But they still don't have feathers, and so they still need to be kept in here where it's warm. Just got a disposable pan here with their water, with a bowl, and it looks a mess, but I've cleaned it twice today. Their feeder, they have the little mason jar feeder, because there's only 6 of them, and so they can get around that. Actually, there's 5 of them, and it works good. One thing I noticed when I had my chicks in this little green tub over here, which is now empty, I had that light so that it was pointing at one end of the tub, but it really heated up the whole thing. One day I came out here and all the chicks were at this very, very end, as far away as they could get from that light, and they were getting too hot. So I was concerned. I thought, you know, that's not good. I don't want to take the light away because they'll get cold. This situation is much, much better, because I can keep that light nice and low over them. They can get under it, or they can come clear over here and get totally away from it, and there's no fear of them either getting overheated or not having enough heat. It's just easier to control. In that tub, it was just a little bit more risk of overheating, and so it just wasn't real comfortable for me, and so I like this so much better. If you only have a few chicks, the tubs work good, but a bigger area like this is actually a better idea. And then we added some new guys here. Since I talked to you last, I bought some guineas. Let me see if I can get this lid off. And these guineas are even more skittish than my ducklings are. Remember I said that they were pretty skittish. That is one of those heat plates, and I love it. If you're gonna do a tub like this, the heat plate is perfect because they can get underneath it and they can get warm. If they come out from underneath it, it doesn't heat the whole tub up. And so it really keeps them warm, but yet it allows them to get away from the heat. So if you're gonna do a tub like I did, I would recommend one of those heat plates. A big area like this, the light seems to work fine. With these tubs, I don't know if you noticed, but I cut a hole in the center of the lid, and this one has some screening on it. I just used a staple gun and I just stapled it. Here, this side you can see better. I just stapled it. This one over here, I had hardware cloth. That way it gives them lots of ventilation. No risk of them, you know, not being able to breathe. Let me see, I'm gonna move this heater up so you can see my babies. I try to move nice and slow because these guys are so skittish. They're just a little wilder than anything else I've got. But these guineas are gonna be our tick relief. Hopefully they're gonna grow up, they're gonna free range, and they're gonna be our bug control. So, let me put this back down so they can quit. Anyway, that's what's going on with the babies right now. In a few weeks, these guys are gonna need to go outside. Hopefully they'll be feathered out enough. The chicks actually have more feathers right now than the ducks do. I'm surprised, but they're feathering out much quicker. So, even though the ducks are bigger, they're just still big fluffy down balls. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll update you again later. Bye.